Right. First Q&A of the new year. Fabulous. I'm trying to get through this quick because I got stuff I want to do. Luckily, we don't have a lot of packages, so let's get to the questions. Straight to the questions. Rex Regum asks, when you get back into medieval combat, what kind of equipment would you buy and or build? Well, most of the gear I still have is just off in storage. I need to make a new shield, and I'd probably actually finally get a proper longsword to go with my armor. Maybe make a nicer warhammer, a nice light one. Good polearm. Robot Monkey. How do we legislate the regulation of greed? You can't. We've been trying to for the last, 2,000-3,000 years, and it always fails. It failed in Rome, it failed in every empire that eventually fell to greed and oligarchy. You can try all you want, but it eventually wins. The people with money eventually buy the ability to change the laws to get rid of the regulations. So how do you deal with that? You can't. As far as we've worked out so far, we've never successfully done it. So, yeah. Nicholas Cruz. Do any place/website have aftermarket hyper rounds yet? Yeah, Amazon has them. I ordered 400 last night. Marisa Hiren. Do you have the X-Shot Dino Attack Extinct? I don't. That's one I don't have yet. Gustav. If you could reenact a historical battle with the use of blasters, what battle would you choose and why? And what would your loadout be for said battle? I would like to reenact the Battle of Bunker Hill, because it's an interesting battle. Don't shoot till you see the whites of their eyes. And my loadout would be my minigun, because that would be hilarious. Bugs. It's damp, and the bugs are back. I object. And Blanket Toys. Are you able to do a regular Italian accent and an Italian gangster accent? Yes. Eskild Hugginson. Will you make full Warhammer 40k Terminator armor? Probably not Terminator armor. I'm never a huge fan of Terminator armor. I would probably go with just regular Space Marine armor. Maybe Primaris, because it's svelte looking. Squirtle Plays. Do you plan to continue working on those IRE upgrades you started at the beginning of the pandemic? I do. It got derailed for reasons, and I will eventually get back to that and get the rest of the upgrades done. Yes. Rab Bar MC. How many hammer shots are too many hammer shots? There is no such thing as too many hammer shots. You can always have more hammer shots. Michael Nimrod, what is your opinion on Revan from Knights of the Old Republic? I don't have one because I have no idea who that is. I probably have a minifig of him and just couldn't tell you. Haha! Oh, right off the top. Braves Fan 98, what is your favorite animal? Bats. I like bats. I have bats here in my shop, or I did at one point. I hope I still do. Golden Lion. Do you know of any source for knockoff Vortex 40-round drums? I don't think that's a thing. Ben Rogers, how many pancakes do you get for putting 200 tribbles in a Klingon's engine room? Now let's not be silly. Everybody knows that the payment for tribbling a Klingon engine room is waffles. 1 waffle per score. So you would get 10 waffles. Danny Man. If you were to run any Nerf brand blaster completely stock in a PvP environment, what would it be? Hammershot. Hammershot. Tiernan. If you wanted to make a functional Deathcore of Krieg las rifle, what would be a good base blaster? Ugh. And I assume you're referring to the non-pistol grip variant. There are pistol grip variants, but most of the ones you see are the non-pistol grip variant, which is what makes it a little bit trickier. I think The sling fire would be my knee-jerk reaction, except that it's not supposed to be lever action, but it would have the vague look almost all the way done. You just have to do some work on the barrel. But being lever action would be a problem if you don't like that. The next option would be the Saturn, also has the right stock ergonomics, but it's pump action. So again, an issue. If you want it to be a little bit more accurate, you're going to have to take something like a Strife and go nuts on the cosmetics, or something else that's semi-automatic. You'd probably be better off cobbling it together from a lot of different parts. Because there just isn't one single really good, this one you're good option, unfortunately. Where was I? Aha! Josiah Mayfield! Favorite Munchkin box / expansion? Clerical Errors, because they introduced the gnome, which is my favorite race in Munchkin. Archon 8 Industries. Name your chosen utility, objective, or role, then choose which rival knockout kit you would upgrade the blaster with and why. Well, I'm going to skip the first part and just go with the Out of Dart's little rocket kit, because it will fire anything and everything and will therefore fit any utility, objective, or role. So yeah, it's hard to beat the modularity of that kit. That's pretty snazzy. Random game generator. What would you say is the most important thing to have on your standard vest belt holster? I could have swore I answered this recently, but dump pouch. Gotta have a dump pouch. Following that, water of some kind. But I mean, you could put water in your dump pouch, so dump pouch. Eric Queen. How many Vulcan chains have you linked together? I think the most I ever linked together was 3. I think I've got some 75 round belts in the bin. And finally, Oculus. Is there something in this hobby that you, or in general, is considered common knowledge, but has to be reminded that is not necessarily the case? Everything. This is a constant battle of people who are new to the hobby, brand new to the hobby, know absolutely nothing about our hobby. Part of the problem with there is that people refer to the hobby, or this hobby, tend to forget that this is a huge hobby. I mean, it goes everything from, kids in the backyard with a couple of jolts all the way to, full costume, full immersion LARPs and private property in Europe and stuff like that. There is no the hobby. It is huge and it's wildly varied, and as a result, yeah, people come to our hobby knowing nothing about it, or from one section of it who come to another and know nothing about it. You cannot assume anything is common knowledge with this, because nothing that we do in our hobby as far as like modding and rewiring and all of that, what is standard FPS, what is, all of that, none of that is common knowledge, which tends to annoy some people, because new people are always asking the same questions over and over again. But unfortunately, their attitude tends to lead to a lot of elitism of, well, everybody already knows that. Like, no, they don't. When you came to the hobby, you didn't know that, so don't assume anybody knows anything. You'll help eliminate a lot of toxicity if you don't assume people know things when they don't. So, there it is. All right. Not even close. I have 2 Pekaj and 1 letter. 1 Pekaj and the letter are from the same person, and the other one is maximum dubiousness. And the other one is from a dubious person, but it's got nothing on the other one. Let's take a look at the dubious loot. Right, up first we have a letter and a Pekaj from the ever-dubious Daniel Dillman. And we're going to start with that, and then we will get to the really dubious one. Take a look at this letter. It appears to be memes. No, it's a Christmas letter. Merry Christmas, Captain! About time I sent a photo, eh? Did you send me a picture of you? Do I finally know what you look like, you dubious individual? That is a beautiful tiny baby you have created. Not for you. The patchy bearded man would be yours truly, surrounded by 2 people I hold most special in earthly life. Hayden doesn't have a cognitive ability to appreciate your videos, but he's working on it. Yes, start them young. I trust you are having a wonderful Christmas season. I did. I got to see family. It was for the first time in several years. It was wonderful. Looking at my tracking, I know for a fact that this letter won't reach you before you leave for Idaho, so I guess, how was Idaho? It was great. I've been watching your videos long enough to know you typically say best wishes to you on whatever days you deem holy around this time of year. I definitely deem this time as special, almost as special as Christians typically view the resurrection. I have always loved giving people things as long as I can remember, but anyone giving pales in comparison to what God gave 2,000 years ago. That was a good one. I know from your comments on random video questions that you are still curious about. I am very curious about this, Christ. I hope that curiosity drives you to continue looking for answers. Maybe the book I sent you will help, or simply the Bible I sent you before. As always, if you have any questions, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Well, I hope you have a great Christmas, chilling down some Legos or building. I did indeed build Lego for Christmas. It was wonderful. Or Nerf projects, reading, mixture. I did read. Whatever you did, I hope it was awesome. Funnies on the back. Stay silly. Daniel, native Wisconsinite, Halo fan, Spricker Ripper, Drinker, Sorter, etc. Mace window. Throw out window. Remove hand. Two Ewoks when they find a lost stormtrooper in the dark. Yeah. Today's film is on the gingerbread reproductive system. If you hear any giggling, I'll turn the projector off. No thanks, I'm vegetarian, is a fun thing to say when someone tries to hand you their baby. Yep. She said she missed me. Normally that would be good, but she's reloading. Yep. I started saying mucho to my Mexican friends. It means a lot to them. Sir. Discount ski lift, John. Box. All right. Apparently, it's a book. Educational material. Don't know if that's what's actually in here. We gonna find out. Paper. Oh, stuff. Intimidating in size, but a delight to read. A classic by the best Russian narrative writer in history, or at least of the 5 Russian books I've read. A moving ending. Just what happens when you get away with murder. A bookmark! I actually recently have been lamenting my lack of a good bookmark. This one appears to be oh no, is it 2? Is it 2 bookmarks? I think one is a recycled PCB. It is, in fact, 2 bookmarks. Sweet! Cool! Well, now I have bookmarks to go with the books. Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. I did not have a copy of this, but I am familiar with it. That is fabulous. Most excellent. I do enjoy books. It's all books. It's all books. Curious about your thoughts on this one. What do we have? Bugs! What we have? Bugs. Mere Christianity. C.S. Lewis. Interesting. I think I've heard of this one. I will let you know when I finish it. Oh, what do we have here? Curious. What are your thoughts on this one? I sense a theme. The Reason for God. Belief in an Age of Skepticism. Interesting. What do we got? No, that's something else. I believe of the 60+ books he wrote, he regarded this one as his favorite fictional book. we have Faces, A Myth Retold by C.S. Lewis. Fascinating. I had not heard of that one. Oh, this is good variety here, sir. Everyone in my immediate family has read this book. He is my favorite contemporary fiction writer. I must have 40 of his books in my library, a few signed. Interesting. Dean Koontz, Life Expectancy. I've read one Koontz book, and it made me so angry I've never read another, but I will have to give this one a try. Excellent. I don't know what's going on. It's the Grim Reaper in a cuckoo clock. That is ominous. Very, very cool. Alright. I read this series as a kid, thought I'd pick one that had a nautical theme. I'm terribly curious now. Tintin! The Secret of the Unicorn. Well, that's just fantastic. Yes, that is excellent. Sir, this is a magnificent variety of books. I look forward to reading them all. And I will let you know my thoughts on them. Most excellent, sir. Most excellent. All right. And now, for the truly dubious one, this one comes to me from MDLM Security, which is the private security company that Sergeant Major Kyle and I started, which means this is from Sergeant Major Kyle. Which means it is super, super dubious. It's actually tied with string. Brown paper packages tied up with string. I'm gonna cut the string. I'll cut it. Cutting it. Dubiouser and dubiouser. It would appear to be a book. And it is, what has this madman sent me? Le Carnets de Guerre by Louis Bartholomew. He has sent me a book in French about World War I. That is awesome. Which means I'm going to have to learn French. Someone else sent me a copy of the Silmarillion in French. So I've got a couple of books in French. I need to practice my French. I don't think, even at the height of my knowledge of French, I probably could not have even started to read this. I know what that word is. Fraternizations. It's a big word and I know what it is. That is fantastic, sir. Sir, you, sir. Most excellent. All right, books. Got a whole bunch of books to add to the collection. So, there it is. Right. Oh, and bookmarks. I needed bookmarks. Right. There it is. A short, sweet video with good stuff. Good questions. Good questions this time. I enjoyed the questions. All right. I'm off to do other stuff. If you have a question that you would like answered, of course, ask it in the comments of this video. That's where I pull the questions for the next video. And thank you guys for watching. Maha!